And on that note, welcome to the Engine Failure.
Is that how we're starting the episode? Seriously?
The music's playing before.
I don't know what the intro looks like yet.
Just like an engine, cling, 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 and then beep, beep. That is what the intro is. So, and that's why I said, and on that note, welcome to the Engine Failure. It's the most appropriate thing I could say, okay? Gosh.
Okay, wait, restart. So you're sitting good now?
I am sitting good.
Okay.
Why?
Okay, now restart.
And on that note, welcome to the Engine Failure.
Welcome back.
Nick has no idea what just happened.
I haven't seen the intro
He has
yet.
not seen the intro yet, but he takes my word for it.
Or listen to the intro yet, because now, Raymond,
we have an audio podcast. Nick, do you want to tell us about this?
Okay.
Let's start on this.
So Raymond and I have been hard at work trying to set up the podcast stuff, and it's official. We are on Apple, iTunes /podcasts, and Google Play, which is really cool. So they can listen to it. We'll be announcing more ways to listen soon, so stay tuned. But those are two pretty big ones. So thank you to everyone who's downloaded it there. If you're watching the video podcast, there's links in the description, and you can go and download it. And Raymond did things with the video, apparently.
Yeah, anything that's video, pretty much I'm the one who does that. Nick
Also, if he replies to comments or puts another typo in a title, it's him.
Yo, stop giving me so much.
The second video ever had a
It
typo.
wasn't that bad. Oh my god.
There was a missing letter from the title.
Okay, it's not that bad. Okay.
For those of you who didn't see it, we made a behind the scenes video.
You should go check that out.
And basically it was us setting up this entire room, and Raymond decided to misspell the word scenes with a typo.
Sorry about that. It was an unintended misventure, we'll call it. Is that misadventure? Is that
Sure. Yeah, we'll call it that.
Misadventure is a word now.
Anyways, we only have one sponsor for today, which is good for the viewers, not so great for us.
So if you are a sponsor,
thank you. If you'd like to be a sponsor, email us.
email is below.
Yeah, there
or
you go.
On screen, on top of my face. It looks very good. So, Nick, positive feedback from the first podcast. People actually like.
People really liked the podcast. I was like really surprised at like all the positive messages we got. It was really crazy.
It was nice. There was that one guy who did dislike the video, and now because I've said it, more people are going to dislike it.
It was crazy. So the video had like not 6,000 views, like 4,000 views.
It's at 4,000 views, like some like 500-ish likes.
I have no idea how many likes,
There's
but
a
I know
lot
it
of
has
likes.
like no dislikes, which
has
is
one.
crazy.
Or two.
Anyways, people really liked it, which so thank you.
So there will be more.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing them. So I hope you enjoy them and stick around.
Welcome to the Engine Failure.
Yeah.
We're here to stay. So a law passed in Montreal recently. I want to talk
Okay.
about
Whoa.
Why?
What are you going? What?
Okay, we're talking about texting and driving, okay? This is only relatable to us.
What happened?
So it is now $600 if you're caught on your phone, touching your phone while driving.
Oh, is this the war on cars?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this as
the
well.
war on cars? Is that what it's called?
The mayor has decided to start the war on cars.
Why? Because more bicycles, less cars?
No, okay. So things that other people can do and we can't because we live here. People can have customized license plates.
Okay.
We're not allowed that because
Just in Montreal or Quebec?
Quebec.
Yeah, but Quebec has always been like that. We can't do JDM because Quebec.
Yeah, we can't do that anymore. They actually changed our law. So before, you know how in the US the law is you can bring a car in if it's 25 years or older?
Yeah.
Well, it's like that in Canada, except it's 15 years. Except if you live where we live, which is also 25 years now, because they decided to change it. So if you want an R34 GTR,
how many more years do I have to wait?
I think the first one was 1999, so you'd have to wait until 2024. So math, 6 years.
Yeah, but by then, gasoline car. Are we even gonna have a gas station by then?
I hope so.
Hopefully. So, anyways, what I was talking about. First off, don't text and drive. It's a terrible thing to do.
Yeah.
We've established that, but now if you get caught on your phone, it is $600 automatically and 5 demerit points, which you only have 14 or 15 of.
Something like that.
Something along those lines. Good times.
Anyway, no, it's literally the war on cars. So in Montreal, there's a really good road over the city, over the mountain, right?
Yes.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anyways, last year there was an accident and a biker was killed on that hill, and the city decided, well, that's enough of that. No more cars. So that road's closed now.
Is that why it's closed?
Yeah.
100% no more cars.
Yeah. You can go. Okay. So basically the way it works is there was a really good road that goes over the entire mountain, and basically at the top of the mountain there was a view, and you could stop your car and park there and look at the city, and it looked really nice. Anyways, now what you can do is you can drive up to the view, so you can get up to the top still.
And then you have to walk.
And then you can go to the view, but you're not physically allowed to cross over to the other side of the mountain because they want to eliminate traffic. Also, that's the road that so many people use to get from one side of the city to the other quickly.
Because it shortcuts through the entire city.
Exactly. So now there's like 2 roads that people can use instead of 3. It's literally the war on cars.
My question is, at least could they have like a bus that navigates the gap?
Funny you mentioned that. The only people who are allowed to use it are buses and cops and bikers.
Buses, like tour buses or public buses?
Like public buses. So public buses can use it, but cars can't.
Yeah, it's because everyone who drives a car is obviously a lunatic.
Exactly.
And not the people writing children's toys.
No,
around.
this is what I'm talking about. It's literally the war on cars.
And if you want further testament to the war on cars, look at the state of our streets, man.
Like, no, like, it's a bad thing. The guy was killed.
Yes, of course.
But you can't just go around and ban cars because of that.
Well, the mayor just did.
Well, you can't.
But she did.
I'm going to go up that hill so quickly next time to make a statement to no one, but I will.
All right, so La Sûreté du Québec, if you're looking to make how much is a ticket for a double speed limit in the zone? Is it like
double the speed limit? You'll probably lose your license.
$1,200 or something and 14 demerit points. Nick will be there
there's a law
sometime in the near future. So just park yourselves there. There'll be a black GTR going by, and
did you know if you do 50 kilometers an hour over the speed limit, any speed limit? So if you're in a 40 kilometers an hour, if you're in a 40 zone and you do 90, or you in 100 you do 150, it's a stunting penalty now, because going over 50 kilometers an hour is considered doing a stunt.
Okay.
And you get your license taken away and your car gets taken away, and you get a $10,000 fine now. 10,000.
Wow. Okay.
So welcome to the war on cars. Hopefully people can fix
maybe
that.
it's not the war on cars. Maybe it's just for safety reasons.
I mean,
Nick, why do you need to be driving 50 kilometers an hour over the speed limit?
Well, if you're in a GTR, it takes 2 seconds to do that.
Well, don't do it.
That's the thing we were talking about as well.
All you have to do is remove your foot from the accelerator and just permanently use cruise control on a car that's meant for you to use the accelerator.
When I got my car, you were like, you are going to get a ticket in your car very, very soon, but it's not going to be for like going insanely fast. It's going to be going by like a little bit over the speed limit just because you're not going to know.
That's the thing with if ever you've driven a really nice, like fast-ish car, or let's say you're used to driving a regular car like me.
Yeah.
And then
Subaru or a Jeep.
A regular Subaru or a Jeep that goes into ditches, right? Or gets crashed into, anything can happen. And then you get into a GTR or whatever.
Yeah.
Even not driving, just riding passenger, your perception of how fast you're going changes, right?
It's different.
In the GTR, just because of how it handles itself at that speed, you can be going like 130 and you'll think you're doing 100 just because of how
it's built to go that fast.
Yeah, it's just how it is.
I don't know if I said this on video, but the car really, really doesn't like going slowly. Like if you're like trying to go into a parking lot, it makes so many loud noises, and like if you're reversing, it hates the thing. If you're doing like 100 kilometers an hour, it's like, I love it. I'm good.
Yeah, the funniest thing about Nick's car is its brakes squeak.
Yeah, it does
all
that
the
too.
time. And the funniest part is like, it's a sign that you're not driving fast enough and hard enough and crazy enough, right?
Yeah,
it's
if,
not
if the brakes squeak.
It's not good. It's funny because like everyone is supposed to say, oh, the brakes on that car is squeaking. He must be terrible, right? Oh, he needs to replace them. No.
Yeah.
You're just not driving crazy.
It's usually if you hear brakes squeaking on a car, it's because your brakes are worn out. That's what brakes are designed to do.
Yep.
But in a GTR, if your brakes are squeaking, it means they're not warm enough yet. So if you need to stop really quickly, you won't.
Yep.
Just there you go. Fun fact.
So, Nick, we've been planning this podcast for a while, right?
It's been, honestly, I think I looked it up recently. It's like a year since. Actually, the idea for the show
the engine
was
failure,
like a year ago.
The engine failure itself is around 9 months.
Yeah.
Although we didn't have a name. And then the podcast, we always wanted to do one, but never did one. So we tied it onto that.
Yeah.
And so, engine failure, I need to kick my ass into gear and finish writing all the scripts, but that's besides the point.
No, it should be really cool. We've got some really, really cool ideas.
I know, but we need to do a lot of filming before I go back to school. Anyways,
that's true. It's gonna be a busy time, but it should be very much worth it.
Very much worth it. What I was gonna say is Nick has changed. So Nick is not a social creature. Okay, he does not go out with his
I've never
friends.
been a social creature.
Yes, that is
I've always just done my own thing. Even back in school, I would go to class. Okay, in high school, I spoke to some people because we screwed around and we were actually friends.
Yes, we were.
But when I went to college, I would go to school, do my work, not talk to anyone, and leave.
Yes,
That was my
I
my
recall
day.
This having been said, so Nick, all of a sudden, because we have a podcast now, he's become a very social butterfly.
This is not true.
No, it's not true at all. But he had
I
a
still
short,
don't go anywhere.
He had a short 1 week sprint where he felt like he was being very social because he needed to accumulate podcast stories.
Where?
Like, you went out like 3 times in 1 week with us. For us, it's unfounded. 3 times in a week we get to see Nick. Oh my god, what a party animal. Anyways,
Yeah.
we were at this bar.
We were at a bar.
Yes, we were.
We were?
Yes, we were at a place called Fitzroy.
Oh, it's not a bar.
I was there with the school bus. Nick was
Raymond?
Yes.
Could I buy you a school bus?
Yeah, actually, you know it's actually legal in Canada to drive a school bus with a driver's license as long as you remove the school bus name,
Yeah.
change the paint job, and remove the majority of its seats.
The majority? What
Yeah.
does the majority mean?
Like,
you need 51% of the
Like,
seats.
yeah, you can only have like 2 seats or something, like 2 seats behind you.
Bullshit. Why?
But then I don't know. But then you can drive it with a regular license on the road. How fucking awesome is that? Sorry about that.
So we need to buy a school bus.
Yes, I mean, like, look, literally, I
Sponsors, please
Sorry.
hit us up so we can buy a school
where I picked
bus.
this up was because of Canada's Worst Driver. And
What?
Yeah, it's an actual thing. They did it on Canada's Worst Driver. Now, this was like 10 years ago, so unless it's
Yeah.
changed between now and then, but it doesn't feel like someone's campaigning. It's like, yes, we need to change the regulation about people driving school buses. No one does that, so I don't see why it would have gotten changed.
Speaking of Canada's Worst Driver.
No, I'm not done my story.
Okay, go to your story.
So,
Remind me to come back to Canada's Worst
I will.
Driver.
Oh, you're gonna submit me? Anyways, we're at this bar, right? And so I'm playing pool, okay, doing my own thing. Nick comes behind me, wraps around me, and he tries to teach me how to do pool, you know, like they do in the movies. When
Or
the
like
guy's
playing
hitting
mini
on the
golf,
girl,
you
or
know?
the guy's hitting on that guy, you know, you can do whatever you want. I don't judge. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. I don't care. But I'm like, Nick, why are you doing that? He's like, oh, it's a podcast story. Yay. Okay, Nick, tell your podcast story.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes.
The podcast story
No.
was me not me photobombing you. Everyone else photobombing you.
Okay, well, I recall him going behind me and doing this stuff with the pool table, and then
not true.
immediately after saying podcast story, which is great.
There was a pool cue that nearly went up someone's butthole too.
Let's tell Nick's podcast story.
Okay, you want me to tell the actual story?
I'm going to play the role of Nick. So, Raymond was playing pool, and I walked up behind him. Then I wrapped around him, and I helped him make a shot, and we had a special moment together. It's a good story, Nick.
It's not true.
It is. It is the story.
It's not true.
So, you were talking about Canada's Worst Driver.
Okay, no, before we get to that,
Canada's
because
Worst
Raymond's
Driver.
just defamed my character.
Canada's Worst Driver.
In the not a bar. Raymond touched my foot. In the bar, not a bar. I decided. So Raymond was there with a girl. He was starting
This
a
was the
relationship.
school bus.
The school bus. Yeah.
The school bus.
So he was there with a girl, and I was like, we should screw with them. So Raymond and him, Raymond and him. Ooh.
Whoa.
Raymond and her.
Nick, that information is not out yet. I'm not out of the closet yet. You can't
Raymond
keep telling
and
people
her
this.
were like cuddling and stuff, and I thought it would be a lot of fun if we basically photobomb them as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically got everyone to go in the background of you two and just make silly faces, and then I took a bunch of photos. So
Okay. Good story.
it's a funny. I have a bunch of funny pictures
That is a
now.
great podcast story. It lasted less than a minute, and I'm sure everyone is thoroughly entertained.
Well,
Moving on. Canada's Worst Driver. What were you
Okay,
going to say?
so
Yes.
Canada's Worst Driver. For those of you who don't know, I don't know if they have this in other places.
I don't know if they still have it. Do they?
I don't even know if it. Yeah, I don't even know if it still exists.
It was a funny
But
show.
Canada's Worst Driver, it was essentially a show where I think like 10 people, their friends would sign them up for the show and be like, you're a really bad driver, you need to go to this place and learn how to drive. And they would put them through like driver school again, but like really intense. Anyways, it was a really, really good show.
Sorry. An example of the driver school stuff they would do is they would lay out a track with like you get an extra 2 feet on each side, and then they would stack car rims along the whole, and people would just drive it. It's really funny to watch.
It was really funny and it was really good.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know if they still make the show, but if they do, can we apply you for it?
Sure, but I'm actually, you know, the worst part is I'm better at reversing than you. So.
The thing that most people don't know is that you're actually pretty good at driving, but I feel like it would be fun to put you on the show because one, I'm just saying we could help them advertise. You know how many that would get some considerable more amounts of views that first episode.
Not just that, it would be really cool. Can we do an abridged episode? Like, could we not like make a video for our channel too? Because they have the set, they have all the equipment, all
It'd
the
be
stuff.
so
right?
cool.
We could do. It could be a challenge. Me versus you. Who is the worst driver?
Well, me. It would probably be me.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not. Well,
anything high speed, I would be better at. Anything slow speed,
well, yeah,
you'd
but
be
that's
better
because
at.
you have practical experience.
No, exactly. That's the thing.
Nick's actually
Anyways, I
driven this car.
really want to if it still exists, we should look this up. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, so if you do want me to sign up on Canada's Worst Driver,
I'm gonna look it up.
let us know in the comments down below. It'll be it'll be very interesting because things could go really terribly. I just remember
They got to 14 seasons. Is it still going?
I don't think it is because the show is more than.
It's still going.
It's still going.
It's still going,
Is there
Raymond.
an application page?
I'm gonna find out.
Do this after. We do this after.
Oh, this is incredible, Raymond. We need to sign you up.
Oh gosh.
Okay, we will find like a Twitter page or
Can
a
we
Facebook
sign up
page.
the school bus?
No. We need
Nick.
to sign you up.
No. Okay, the school bus legitimately almost ran someone over. I was in her car for 10 minutes. She almost ran someone over, killed Ryan almost.
You almost killed a small family once, though.
Yeah. But once out of many years of driving, right? So it's okay. It's acceptable. They walked straight into my blind spot, and then they were just like, oh, wow.
Then they got really mad at
I
you.
almost got pulled out. Okay, let's talk about this.
Okay, so you were at Ryan's house?
Yeah, so we're dropping...
And you were in the Jeep?
Subaru, the old one.
Okay.
So we dropped Ryan off at his place, and we were planning stuff for that night.
Yep.
And I was talking to the guys. I get ready to reverse. I just look straight behind me, and they were right in the park. Because often like that last back beam of the car blocks.
It's like, what would that be? It's some type of pillar.
Yeah. So as I was getting ready to reverse, there was an entire family there, like with
An entire family.
like when I say entire, I mean newborn child in the mom's arms, a father. I felt like the worst person. I start reversing, not aggressively, just like a regular person, and all I hear is yelling. So I stop. I hit on the brakes like crazy, and then the guy starts yelling at me, starts swearing at me, calls me a bunch of names, and I apologize. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. And he's like, yeah, I bet you didn't see. Yeah. You know when you're like sincerely trying to apologize and the person just keeps hammering at you, and it's like, what do you want me to do, man? It was an honest accident. It happens. And then he was getting ready to pull me out of my window and beat the I kid you not. This guy with like his wife there with the newborn child, he was ready to just be like, hey, you come here, yanks me out of my window, and just be like, start. And I was like, I think the only reason why he didn't do it is because there were 4 of us there, and he knew
I wasn't there. I remember, I was walking to Ryan's house.
Yep.
And I just get there, and everyone's standing outside. I'm like, what is going on? And then this whole big story went on. But who was there? It was you,
Willie,
Ryan, Willie.
Michael, me.
Okay, yeah.
So
it was all 4 of you guys, and this guy's like, gonna kill you.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, yeah. So it would have been interesting.
Anyways, Canada's Worst Driver. I think we should apply. It would be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's such a good show too.
Okay, cool. But season after I graduate.
You graduate the first episode.
What? What do you mean?
Because there's way worse drivers than you, I'm sure.
No. I mean, graduate school. I'm not going to be able to be on Canada's Worst Driver, Engine Failure, my own YouTube channel, and in school all on the same time.
But it'd be funny. We should do it.
I think we should really do on purpose to last more than one episode.
No,
it's more exposure for the show.
If they made you do high speed stuff, then you might not pass the first time.
No, compared to the other people there, there was literally an episode where they had to drive between arches, right? So it's like going into a tunnel, like a regular size European tunnel size of arches.
It's like a little tunnel.
Yeah, but you had enough clearance, and you had to do it at least 70 kilometers an hour,
like highway speed.
One of the guys, literally, I kid you not, and these were built out of like cardboard boxes. He just drove straight through the beam, and I was like, "How is that even possible?"
It's such a good show. Like, it would be such a fun thing to try and do because I feel like some of the things they do are actually really tough.
Oh,
like the
100%.
things like you were saying before, where like with the rims stacked up.
Oh,
that looks really hard.
It looks really hard because you'd have to angle your mirrors down, right? You don't actually see those.
Yeah, exactly. It looks really tough, but it looks a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I feel like we should sign up.
Both of us?
No, you. Okay. I'd have to nominate you.
Okay, well, just send them the video of me in a ditch.
I should, yeah.
Yeah.
This is how we'll do it.
So, Canada's Worst Driver, coming soon. Ditch Vision.
Hopefully. It'd be
sure
really
to buy
cool.
Your Ditch Vision merch.
Oh, we forgot to hang one up.
Oh,
We were
well.
gonna. So if you watched the last episode, Raymond ripped the paint off his wall. I don't know if it's in frame anymore. Did you purposely frame it to not include your mistake?
No, it's just how we are set up right now. I'm just trying to make the set look good until we have wider lens and cameras.
God damn
one
it.
day.
Anyways, Raymond was gonna hang up a Ditch Vision shirt, so hopefully we can
I
sell
was
them.
going to hang up a Ditch Vision shirt.
Anyways, you said you had a lot of things to talk to me about today.
I did have a lot of things to talk to you about, but now that you put me on the spot, I can't think of any of them, and this puts an extremely amount of pressure and makes me feel very nervous about myself and unconfident in my own being.
Okay, well, Raymond, I uploaded a really cool video today.
Did you?
The top 10 drift video. The top 10
drift cars and crew. Actually, I wanted to talk about Crew 2. Thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, look how smart I am. I'm so smart.
Man, the Crew 2 is such a fun game, and it would be such a great game if there wouldn't be so many things wrong with it. Oh my gosh.
What's wrong with it? It's a good game.
There's no glaring problem. There's just so much little, like every single thing I do in this game, there's always something little to bug me. It's like,
well, there's a lot of
missing-
things that they could fix really easily that they don't.
Yeah.
That are just like
but there's
strange.
there's also certain design decisions that are just like,
What do you mean?
Okay, so for example, why do I always have to fast travel to a festival to be able to buy cars from a specific area? Why can't I just do it from a menu? It's faster.
No, I like that idea. I like having to go to a dealer.
Okay, so then that might be a question of preference. Also, why can't I map my key bindings on my controller?
That's true.
Because the way they have shifting set up, I would rather have my nitrous on a bumper than have my shifting on bumpers.
Yeah. No, for me, yeah, that's really annoying. And the worst part is you can actually change it. If you have an Xbox One like Elite controller,
Yep.
you can change it with the Xbox accessories thing, and everyone was telling me to do that. And I'm like, no.
Too much effort.
Because the problem is, one, you need to open up the other app and set it all up.
Yep.
But then, two,
Every other game.
your B button
Yep.
becomes your bumper. So if you want to leave a festival, you have to press bumper.
Well, all right.
You're basically switching the buttons.
Oh, that's
So if you want to leave the festival, beep.
No. No, not worth it.
Or right bumper.
And the funniest part is if you're on PC, you can remap your keys in the Crew 2 and change them to whatever you prefer. So it's not that it's a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's a good game. It's a lot of fun. It's just, for me, it can't be a great game because there are some design decisions and there's a lot of small things in the game that really drive me up the wall. Like there's this bug. I'm not sure if they fixed it yet, but sometimes if you're pressing nitrous and you pause and then you unpause, the nitrous stays in. Until
I didn't do that.
Until you tap in A again.
I didn't notice that.
Well, it happened like 2 or 3 times. It doesn't happen every time, but it's happened 2 or 3 times to me, enough for me to notice, like, I'm not pressing A. Why am I still nitrosing into a turn? You know? And then, Ditch followed up. That's...
I get it. Anyways.
Yes.
I've been making a lot of Crew 2 videos. Thanks to our friends at Elgato Gaming for helping us out with the setup for these particular podcasts and for all our video needs. So if you want to start to improve or start up your very own YouTube channel or Twitch channel, make sure you check out Elgato Gaming. They make some fantastic stuff that I think we both use a lot.
And even if you're not looking to start up a channel, like if you just want to have clips and video footage for your friends and all that, it's really easy because you can go back and choose what you want from the recording. More than 10 minutes. Which
Definitely.
Is what the Crew 2
Anyways,
is limited to.
We've been using their stuff for years now and wouldn't recommend anything else. They're really simple to get set up and use. Go and check them out. ElgatoGaming.com.
Link in the description down below.
Or if you're on the audio podcast, just type it in on Google after.
There you go. Or right now, since they're listening, they can do whatever
It's
they
true.
want.
You can open up a
on
thing.
your phone. You can do whatever you want.
I forgot how podcasts work.
Nick, this goes back to my point last podcast where
What?
people could be pleasuring themselves while listening
Oh
to this.
no, not this again.
It's true though.
Someone left a comment on the podcast being like,
about that.
out of 900,000 subscribers, someone's definitely done it.
Oh, 100%. No, but it's true, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
It's okay. Don't worry about that, Nick. Don't let it trouble you too much. Just enough. Just enough. So now you have that image stuck in your head, don't you?
You ruined me. God damn it, Raymond.
I do that to a lot of people. Is there anything you want to talk about?
No, I wanted to talk about the Crew 2 and my cool video. I made the top 10 drift video.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you I'm going to get video or comments from people being like, you copy Raymond. You know I gave you a shout out in that video. You haven't seen the video yet.
I haven't seen the video.
The video came out as we started the podcast.
I legitimately told them to make the video. So why don't we explain this story?
Yeah,
so,
here you go.
A long time ago, about a year ago, I started making top 10 lists on YouTube, which were extremely successful and got lots of views. I'm like, they're very, as Nick has found out, very tedious, boring to make, and just not fun.
No, they're fun because they're different for me. I haven't made anything like
they're
it.
different for you.
Raymond, are you talking into the side of your microphone?
I am talking here.
Is he talking into it?
I am talking into it. Anyways, long story short, I didn't feel like doing them anymore, so I was like, whatever. And so when Crew 2 came around, I was like, hey, Nick, you could get lots of views doing this video, and I bet people would really like it. The thing with me is my channel grew a lot, and I get 0 views per subscribers. Well, I have 50,000 subs, and I get 2,000 views per video. That's not right, right?
That would be... That's
a terrible percent.
That'd be 4%.
Right. Because all of my subscribers come from those top 10 lists, which I don't make anymore because the subscribers don't know me. They don't know the content I make. They just watch the top 10 list, which is fine, but it's not what I wanted to do as a YouTuber, right?
Yeah, you wanted to do different stuff.
Yeah,
which you've done.
Which I've done. I make very good stuff now. You can ask Nick.
If people have been out to my live stream, they might have seen some of that.
But so you made a top 10 list of the drift cars, and
it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. I want to do another one.
Yeah,
because it was a lot of fun. My original idea was to do the top 10 fastest like drag cars.
Yep.
But I asked people in the video what they wanted to see, and I saw some people saying like do top 10 bikes, top 10.
I feel like drag cars, and especially in the Crew 2, because
or like top 10 fastest cars. It wouldn't necessarily have to be drag cars, but they are super fast.
Because people don't really drive drag cars that often in Crew 2. Right?
No, that's the problem. Is like they're
not fun to drive.
Yeah, they don't turn.
T-Rex.
Yeah, no, they are T-Rex. Apparently, there's a drag race in the Crew 2. I haven't got to it yet. That there's actually a corner on.
Oh my god!
So you have to watch out.
I haven't done any of the drag. It's the best was Need for Speed when it was like, oh, drag race cars, and you're actually doing a regular race, and I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's good. Time.
It was tough.
It was.
But yeah, I really liked them. I really liked the drag racing stuff. I like stuff where I get to like use reactions. Yeah. If that makes sense, it's fun.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. So,
but yeah, what else did you want to talk about? You wanted to talk about something else.
Yeah, there's a few things. So, first off, when's Mike coming on the podcast?
Mike?
I've got you coordinated now. Mike.
So, Mike, for those of you who don't know,
Mike, the behind-the-scenes guy.
He's the guy, if you've ever been to one of the live streams, he's the guy who made the spinning AR12. He did something for your channel as well.
AR12 Go. He made the Engine Failure logo.
Oh,
the
yeah,
one
he did that
flashes
too.
At the end.
Well, he made the entire logo.
Yeah, he's a really good friend of ours.
He makes video games, and
well, he's trying to make a video game.
Well, no, but like that's what he does.
He's yet to make one.
He went to like video game making school and stuff. He's a cool dude.
He is a very cool dude, and he's gonna come on the podcast.
He's gonna come on the podcast.
I was talking to Willie about coming on the podcast last night when we were golfing.
Yep.
And he was like, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm like,
well, Willie doesn't talk a lot. Like, yeah, but I don't talk a lot in person. Like, so okay, if you know me, I don't talk at all in person. I'm like super quiet.
Yeah.
And I'll like just keep to myself.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I get put in front of a camera, it's like blah, 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 blah.
Anyway,
exactly like that.
And so here's my thought process. At one point, and it's gonna happen, there's gonna be a point where either you and me can't make or me can't make it to the podcast, right?
Yep.
So at that point,
wait, if you can't make it to the podcast,
there's no podcast.
What?
No, we'll figure something out. That having been said,
this is in Raymond's basement.
Yeah, by the way, for all of you that were wondering if it was in Nick's basement, Nick doesn't have any more room in his basement.
Yeah, it's filled up with racing chairs. Because I'm a race car driver.
Well, technically you are at this point.
It's pretty fun.
But my thought process was, if we put Marco and Willie on the same podcast, they will carry it by themselves.
Well, yeah.
Like
Marco by himself could carry the podcast.
No, I know, but like when Willie and Marco are together, they're like best bros, right? So maybe we'll see.
It's possible. Anyway, Marco's one of those guys who can just talk forever about anything, Actually,
and every once in a while he'll say something fundamentally so dumb that you can't help but die of laughter, roll on the ground, cry, and be in incredible stomach pain. I as you can tell, I'm speaking from a very strong experience.
Yeah, no, Marco's a funny guy. But yeah, we'll get people on the podcast soon. It's something we'll be wanting to do.
Once we get the good feel. Also, I hate to say this, but we might need a wider lens if we get a third person on the podcast.
No, it'll be good.
An extra camera.
Don't worry about it. Someone will just sit here. I'll put my arm around them. We'll be close and warm.
Obviously, and the next person on the podcast is going to be Jess then.
Jess messaged me after the first podcast.
She wants to be on it?
She's like, I really want to be on the podcast.
Yeah. Can we bring Alex on?
Who?
So Alex, oh my God, so many stories to be had. Last year in school.
Who is this person?
I lived with them.
Oh.
But I need to fill them in. So Alex is the person with which, because I'm in university and I live in a different place when I'm not here during the summer.
Yep.
She was my roommate. And she is a very, very interesting, hyperactive character, right? Hyperactive. This might be an understatement.
She'll listen to this and she'll be like, "Yep."
Yeah, she'll listen to it. But like, if we bring her on the podcast, the amount of stories, and also like, you know how last time we set our time to dick for like 2 minutes?
Time to dick was 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's 0.0001 seconds if she's on the podcast.
First thing that comes out of her mouth is dick.
Yeah.
Maybe that wasn't the best way of phrasing that. Sorry if you listen to this with your family at dinner.
Oh, man.
Do you think people do that? Do you think people listen to us with their family at dinner?
Oh my god. Yes, but there's also a question of timing, right? I've heard someone.
Well, luckily we're 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
So hopefully people can eat fast enough.
So people don't randomly skip, because someone was watching one of my videos.
Yep.
And apparently I don't remember what I said. I said something extremely inappropriate, and they were in public. And you know when you press play and it starts off really loud and you don't realize it?
Yeah.
But before that even happened, they skipped in the video. Right to the moment where I said something really weird, and then everyone just stares at it. It's like, oh, you're, yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
I think it was the one where Tendy said, "I'm really wet right now." That was a thing. Good times.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so my roommate Alex, she's quite a character.
Yeah.
She's very talkative. She doesn't understand what personal space is, which is fine. I mean, when I lived in the room, she would often just come into my room and tackle me.
Without any notice.
Oh yeah, no
Just
notice.
burst through the door, basically SWAT team kick the door down.
Oh, yeah. And then it would be like, "Ray, give me attention," and then I get tackled.
Yeah.
Yes, that was very interesting. Nick, you haven't lived with other people yet, eh?
I
I mean, you live with your family, but like,
yeah, no.
when you and Jess move out together.
Yep. This is one thing I've said as well. When I move out, I don't want to move out alone.
Well, no, duh. Okay, I can tell you from
Like, okay, what Ryan's doing, so for those of you who don't know, Ryan's our friend who moved out. He moved to Toronto.
Yeah.
And he's living alone right now. I wouldn't be able to do that.
I don't think he enjoys it. It's okay for him because he has family in Toronto, right? And
Like, I just wouldn't have anyone to talk to. Like,
Yeah.
I don't talk to anyone.
well, because
and
of
I'd still want people to talk to.
because of how you work and what kind of work you do, you fundamentally wouldn't encounter enough people to have people to hang out with.
No, that's something crazy I think a lot of people don't realize, like, about YouTube is I've spent... So the Crew 2 came out, what was it, 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. And basically for the past 2 weeks, I think I've gone out of my house maybe 4 times.
Yeah, like how often, like on an average basis, how often do you leave your house? And not, when I say leave, not walking to the corner store to like get something like...
maybe out of 7 days, I probably leave twice. Three times.
Twice.
Yeah. If it's like a week like this, yeah, 3 times.
You see, I make it
Pretty crazy.
I make it a goal to at least make it outside the house once a day, just because, or else it's just like, it's too much.
There are some days when I legitimately just don't go outside.
Yeah.
Just making videos all day.
But like, yeah, no.
That's the thing. People are like, you need to go real dumb. It's like, bro, I spent 12 hours working yesterday in front of a computer.
So, yeah. So, actually, why not talk about that? Think about this, right? So, today, when we're recording this, it is Friday.
Yep, it's Friday.
Today, we also recorded the challenge that comes out tomorrow. So, before Sunday...
So, okay, do you want me to tell you what my day's been so far today?
No. Whoa, let me continue on my train of thought. So, before
Yep.
Sunday, I need to edit the video that we
recorded
we're
earlier.
both releasing.
Yep.
I also need to edit the entirety of the podcast, and I also need to make my video for Sunday.
You make a video on Sunday?
Yeah, sometimes depends.
I
I'm
didn't
trying to
know
do a
that.
full like in-depth review of the Crew 2.
Oh,
Sunday,
shit.
You should check that
Good
out.
luck.
It's gonna be really good. That having been said, if it's out,
Might be Monday.
if it's out, no, Tuesday. But that having been said, right? Videos take time to edit.
No,
Oh
they
my
take a
God.
really long time.
A lot.
No, I think it was... so, like, my day today is already... I woke up, made my Crew 2 video on
Yep.
the drift cars, then recorded 2 videos with Raymond, or we recorded 1 video, and then came here, recorded
the
this video,
podcast.
then go home, edit tomorrow's video, try to take tomorrow morning off, then work on the podcast stuff, getting that up for Sunday, and then get my video for Sunday up as well, and Saturday up as well.
Yep.
That's the problem with making videos every single day. People don't realize it.
It is a non-stop grind. The
Yeah.
life of a YouTuber is actually a job. It's not just like, hey, I'm just going to sit in front of a camera and record a video and then post it unedited. Some people do that and it works for them, but most people it doesn't.
Also, it's like, for at least what I do, like, I like to cover news on Forza, right? So it means you can never, like, take time off or go away, really. So, like, the other day, Forza did a live stream, I think it was, like, on Monday or something, Monday or Tuesday, and they announced some new features for Forza Horizon 4.
Yep.
And it was really cool, but the live stream was at, like, it ended, I think, at, like, 7 or 8 o'clock. So I was like, well, I could either make this video tomorrow and make my video late, or I could do it right now. So I did it right then. I mean, to be fair, the video has 180,000 views.
Yeah, I saw it.
But-
Work. Submit it.
That's the type of thing. It's like you're gonna be wanting like, oh, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, done for the day, time to go out. Oh, Forza dropped some news. Like people, I don't know if
Maybe
people
I'll go
realize
to the
this. Yeah, I don't know if people realize this though. Like when dealing with Xbox, they don't give me stuff in advance. I mean, they give me like physical stuff in advance, like games, or like consoles in advance, but I never get like information about a game early. Like before Forza Horizon 4 came out, I didn't know about it. Before any of the news that's coming out, I don't know about it.
Yeah. That's
Just the way it works.
He's like the rest of us.
I've asked them multiple times, be like, hey, can I get the news early so I could like plan a video and like know my schedule? And they're like, nope. I'm like, God damn it.
That's how it goes.
I mean, there's other companies that are very different to that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I can say exactly what game it is.
But we can just say that there are some companies that will tell you ahead of time when news are coming out, and so you can plan your video around that or your video making schedule, right?
Yeah, I don't want to say what game it is, but it will be coming out in the future.
Yeah.
Over a year away, and I've already been invited to a thing for the game.
Which makes your life a lot easier when it comes to making videos.
Yeah, if people are like, oh, hey, do you want to know this? Do you want help with anything? Let us know.
Yeah.
So much easier.
But so we almost have a tradition now. I say tradition, it's 2 podcasts in, that on our way to the podcast, we see a car do something fundamentally stupid.
Oh, I just remembered something I wanted to tell you.
Well, bro, let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, remind me.
Last week we had the car dragging an exhaust. This week we leave Nick's house. We're literally like 2 minutes we just left, and there's a Range Rover driving on the sidewalk.
We're both just sitting there like, I was sitting there. I just see this Range Rover take a really sharp corner. I'm like, what? Where's he going?
Yeah, and it's a one-way too the other way. So it's like, what?
Yeah, what's he doing? And then I just see like him like take a like the back of his car bounces up. I'm like, wait, did you just drive onto the side? We get closer to him because like red lights and stuff, and we're like, oh, he parked on the sidewalk. And you just see him driving down. There's like people walking around the Range Rover, and then he parks on the sidewalk.
Walks up to his trunk, opens it casually, and just starts like unloading stuff and all that. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, what? Just
Do you think he knew he was on the sidewalk?
Oh, 100%. He's fully aware of it. He's just like, I don't care.
I don't know what I mean, he must have owned a shop there on the sidewalk or something.
Is there a ticket for parking on the sidewalk?
Yes.
There is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a big ticket.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, maybe he paid it. He affords a Range Rover. He can pay the ticket.
There you go. Anyways,
yes.
My story I wanted to tell you about.
Your story.
So last week,
Nick's story.
Between actually right after I left the podcast, I almost got pulled over, or I thought I almost got pulled over. So here's the thing.
There's a big difference between almost getting pulled over and thinking you're getting pulled over.
I almost got pulled over.
It's like, oh, I think I got shot versus, oh, I got shot.
No, it's I almost got shot. It grazed you. Anyways.
Wait, what? Okay, continue.
Okay, so
wait, you outrun them?
Last week, for those of you who don't know, I got my exhaust on my car.
Yes.
And I've been having a lot of fun with my exhaust, like opening and closing it because there's valves and stuff, and it's very, very cool.
Yep.
So after I left Raymond's house, I took a route where there's like, it's not a tunnel, but there's like a little bit of an overpass.
Yep.
Anyways, I drove under there and I'm like, it's down a hill and there was no one in front of me. So I'm like, I'm going to make some noise in this like little mini overpass type of tunnel thing. So I do that. It's a 40-kilometer speed limit. And I don't know what the speed I hit was because I wasn't paying attention to that. I just wanted to make loud noise. And I did that. And then as I'm making the loud noise, I lift off and I'm like, very good as I come to like the red light. Do that. I'm like, shit. So everyone starts pulling out of the way. I'm like, I know. I like stick my hand up. I'm like pulling over to the side of the road. Cop follows me. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, I have no idea. I probably doubled the speed limit.
Yeah.
And like, I'm so screwed. Cop follows me and he's like, woo! Yeah. Still behind me. I'm pulling over to the side of the road. Pull over. I stop.
Yeah.
Cop goes flying past me. I'm like, oh! Like, there was no one in the car. There was no one around. I had my windows closed, and I've audibly said to myself, I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, so then that's not almost getting pulled over. That's just like thinking you're getting pulled over, but you didn't.
Well,
Almost
yeah.
getting pulled over would be like you're getting pulled over and then some lunatic crashes or whatever. It's like,
I
have
don't
to go
know
do that.
if the cops were screwing with me because this cop came flying up behind me and went flying past me.
Yeah.
But then another one came flying the other way, and then he did a Yui, and then he started following me too. I'm like, oh, what? They called his buddy. He's like, oh, I just wanted to give him some time, make him feel better, and then I got my buddy on him. Then he went flying past me, and then he went in front of me. Then I was following him, and then he did a Yui.
So what we've learned is Nick is in fact a cop magnet.
That's not the first time that's happened to me either. I told this story maybe 4 years ago on the channel.
Okay.
What happened is I went to the U.S. to pick up some camera stuff.
Yep.
And I was bringing it back, driving back from the U.S. And if you know anything about Montreal to the U.S. border, there's literally nothing. It's just a farm. So I was driving through said farm, and a Mercedes E63 or C63, I hear it coming behind me. This is when I was in the R32. And I hear this V8 rumble, and I'm like, shit. So I pull over. The C-Class or E-Class goes flying past me, and I'm like, oh, I got a buddy. So I stick with him, and it's the winter.
Yeah.
But there's no snow on the ground or anything.
Yeah.
Or there's no snow on the road. There was snow on the ground. Anyways, so we're booking it. We're probably doing 130, maybe more.
Look at you being a big man getting
We're
in trouble.
like in line with one another.
Admitting all this stuff on video. You know that, right?
It doesn't matter. It didn't happen. It was Mexico. Anyways, we're like this, and we're following each other, or I'm following him, and we're like, yeah, this is really cool. And then snowbank happened.
Oh.
Snowbank in the middle of like the road. Between the snowbanks, they built a little section to park a car.
Cop car.
Cop in the snowbank. He was just sitting there, and he comes. We're like, ah, shit. We both pull over, and then I'm like, shit, shift up. And cop comes flying past me, pulls over the Mercedes, and I just go flying past. I go, bye-bye.
That is luck at its finest degree. So, Nick, it is the time for us to answer a live question. We do have many submissions, but because we're a little short on time
So
today,
we should say, what email do they have to email?
send us enginestuff at
gmail.
gmail.com. That is if you want us to answer your live questions. Usually we'll try and do more than just one, but today we are a bit
We're
short.
just going to do one.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to do one. So, context. I live in Malaysia. Just finished high school, turning 18, and I am currently deciding what to do with my life. Stop laughing.
I'm just thinking of my story.
I've always loved racing, Formula One mostly, but here there isn't much of an infrastructure to get into it from a young age,
Yep.
right? Now I have the opportunity to travel and study almost anywhere. What I'm asking is, what do you honestly think is still feasible to get into? If it's still feasible to get into racing, if so, where to go and how to do it? So,
How old is he? He's 18?
yeah,
Living in Malaysia?
yeah.
Well,
So,
he didn't
he
say...
has the opportunity to go travel anywhere, right? He
I like
did
this
say
guy.
that. So,
if he... Okay, he didn't say in that
No.
if he has any car experience.
disclaimer. Me and Nick have no experience with this stuff.
Well, I've raced cars.
Yes, but okay, so have a really successful car-based YouTube channel and people will invite you to stuff. But that won't make you a race car driver. You'll just have driven race cars. It's different.
Yeah.
So, now continue.
He didn't say if he had any car experience. We don't even know if he has his license. So if he hasn't done that, probably going to
Let's
get that.
assume he has his driver's license, okay?
Yep.
My this is actually like my honest opinion.
Yep.
Because it's very hard to get into a circuit at that age, I want to think.
Yeah, it's pretty
and
tough.
work your way up.
Actually, we know a guy
The
who
only
did.
the only positions I think that'll be available at that point would be like engineering or pit crew positions or whatever.
I mean, if you're really good, you can do some
By
stuff.
the way, this is purely speculation. I don't know anything about this. That having been said, there is a very easy way of doing this.
Yep.
Become a multi-millionaire. Buy your own race
I think I know
team
who you're talking
and
about.
drive race cars. Dirty money, you've seen it, right?
Oh, no, I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about someone else.
Oh, okay. Well,
like an
either way-
actual person.
No, but either way, right? So basically, you just become extremely successful. You go to the States, and you can buy yourself a race team that you can drive the
There you
race
go.
car, and they pay a coach $90,000 a
Okay,
year.
so if you want an actual suggestion.
This is an actual it is actually feasible.
Okay.
It's just
anyways,
very unlikely.
a second suggestion
Second
could be potentially, I would say, go to either California or Florida, somewhere in the U.S., down south where it's warm, Florida, California. Cars are super cheap there.
Yep.
Build a car you want. You'll learn how to do the mechanic stuff. You'll learn what makes your car go faster and what makes your car go slower, because you're going to need to know that if you are a race car driver. It's very important to know your car and like learn about the mechanics of it. You might think like, oh, being a race car driver is just foot flat and the tongue. You need to know your car.
Well, yeah, because if like if your engineer tells you, oh, this part's damaged, you need to know how that needs to change your driving style accordingly.
Yeah, for example.
If you don't want to destroy it or whatever.
Or before you have a person, you need to fix your own car.
Yep.
So I would go to either one of those places, buy a car, do it up a bit, figure out how to make it go faster, join some autocross events. You'll meet people who are very fast. If you're the fastest one of them, people will probably approach you and offer you stuff.
That having been said, if you do, or if you are more qualified, which there probably are many of you out there, please leave him some recommendations in the comments down below. I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for submission.
We'll do some more next episode.
We will do some more next episode.
I'm sorry my stories took too long.
It's okay, Nick. It's funny how like we don't have stories and then all of a sudden we go on a spree of, oh my God, there's so much to talk about. We don't have time. So that having been said, be sure to check out both me and Nick on social media.
Yes.
Links are in the description down below. Also, be sure to check out the Engine Failure. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet on YouTube. If you want to be up to date on all the new podcasts, behind the scenes, and the show when it does air. We're not talking a lot about specifics yet, and the reason for that is we kind of want it to be a happy surprise. Go lucky.
Yes.
And on that note, Nick, what do you have to say to the people?
Oh, go listen to it on Google and Apple.
Go listen to it on
Make
Google.
sure you like favorite. Are you allowed to say that? Are you allowed to say favorite at 5 stars and subscribe to it?
Do that. And if we're not allowed to do that, well, we'll get in trouble.
Too bad. They won't listen to this.
We won't be on that platform anymore. I don't know.
Anyways, thanks for watching or listening.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and yeah.
Do you have anything else to say? You can't just end it like that. That's awkward. End it again.
Awkward silence.